This is Grandpa Gamer here again, doing another video about healthcare options for low-income people that have very little money, that are very low income. They might get Section 8 housing, they're disabled, or they're like 62 years or older, and they're low income. They don't get a lot of Social Security money, and they're below the income threshold, which makes them considered by the federal government to be low income. And these are about health care plans, okay? In California, there's a whole bunch, or everywhere really, there's a whole bunch of health care plans that claim beyond a reasonable doubt on the web and everywhere, they claim that they take Medicaid. That's a low-income plan by different states, where the state of California pays all your co-pays, you don't pay any Part B, they pay this, but all the doctors had to accept half payment as paid in full. And there's 100 different Medicaid plans with different organizations that claim that they accept Medicaid patients. And here's an example. One example, I'll show you some more. CES, WellCare, that's a health care plan, is a Medicaid plan. They have Medicaid plans for you, okay? You sign up with WellCare on the phone, and they tell you all over the place. It takes about an hour. They ask you all these questions, and they make a big deal about you being on Medicaid. You won't have to make any copays. You don't make Part B. All your stuff is paid for by your state. Like in California, where I am, it's paid by the state of California under the SHIP program. SHIP, the SHIP program. They make all the copays for you, and you pay nothing. Okay, so you sign up on the phone, okay, you're enrolled, and you're going to get something in the mail that shows all your plan options, this and that, the whole works, okay? So 2 weeks from then, or maybe 3 weeks, or if you signed up at the end of the month, you can't get in right away. You have to wait till the next month. When you get the paperwork in the mail, you find out that they lied to you. They put you on Medicare, and you're going to pay $173 every month for Part B. If you call the paramedics, you have to make a big copay on that. If you call the paramedics take you to the hospital, there's a $3,000 copay for being in a hospital. If you want to have x-rays done, that's another $80. Blood work is $40. They lied to you. They put you on Medicare, and you're paying Part B. So then you have to do like I did and realize that they lied to you, and you call up phone numbers with the state of California. I had to call 2 different ones, and I get taken off of Medicare, and I get put back on Medicaid. So I don't have to pay any Part B. They took me right off. And there's special phone numbers that you use to do that. And they'll take you right off, okay? And you won't ever have to pay any Part B. You won't pay this, they won't pay this. So this is like WellCare. And Kaiser does the same thing. Kaiser Permanente, on the website, you put in your zip code, like mine is for San Diego, California. And you put in your zip code and the area code, and you find out, oh yes, in your area, we have a Medicaid plan where you don't pay nothing. And then they talk to you on the phone for 2 hours when you call up to apply. You have to do it on the phone. And they tell you this and tell you this and tell you this. But they tell you a tricky thing where it's saying, well, if you ever get any copay things in the mail where you have to pay, just call this number and we'll remove it. And that's a lie. Okay? And they swear to God, you are now on Medicaid. And this happened to me. They send you the packets in the mail with the information. they lie to you. They put you on Medicare. You're paying Part B, $173 a month. You're paying this, you're paying this, you're paying this, you're paying everything, everything. And who the other one that does that is Anthem. They swear they have a Medicaid plan with your state, and that's a lie. They don't. They're gonna lie to you, and they're gonna put you on Medicare, where you start paying Part B and all kinds of copays. Everybody wants your money, and they're gonna lie to the day you die. And when Kaiser did that to me, they sent me a thing in the mail. Now you're paying $173 in Part B. You're gonna pay this. You're gonna pay this. You're going to have to pay for all your meds. You're not having special help anymore. You're going to have to pay this copay, this copay. You're going to be homeless and on the streets. So once again, I had to call up the state of California, 2 phone numbers that are official state phone numbers in my state in California, and get off the Medicare. And they immediately took me off, and I didn't have to pay Part B, and I was able to find another HMO. And another thing they do when you're looking for Medicaid plans, okay, if you're on Medi-Cal, you have an enrollment period, like from October of the year to, let's say, December, a certain day in December. If you enroll during that month to an HMO, and that's the time enrollment thing where you can switch to. If you're on Medicare, where you pay Part B and make all the copays, you enroll. Once you enroll, you're stuck with that plan for a year. But if you're on Medi-Cal or Medicaid with your state, the low-income plans, you can switch every month. Every month you can switch to another HMO that accepts Medicaid, and where you don't make any copays. The state of California, in my case, pays all my copays. And if a doctor is charging like $30,000 to put a stent in your leg, because he's accepting Medicaid, the state of California pays him only $15,000. He gets a half payment, and that's paid in full. That is paid in full. So don't believe the lies they tell you on the web, because I typed in, does WellCare accept Medicaid plans, or have a Medicaid plan down here? And it says, yes, that's a lie. That's a lie, that WellCare, because I went on WellCare like that, and I swear to God they had Medicaid. And when I got the information in the mail, I was on Medi-Cal. I had a Medi-Cal card, and they warned me that I was going to pay $100. That was about 3 years ago, and it was only $143 at that time for Part B. And when I saw a doctor, I was going to pay $50. I was going to pay $1,000 for the paramedics, a $3,000 copay for a hospital bill. I was lied to like crazy. And luckily, I'm smart enough to know how to get off these things. So don't believe the lies that they tell you on the web. There are plans that accept Medicaid. And if you call up the state of California phone number, they will advise you of that. But if you call up a private number where there's brokers, insurance brokers, that swear to God they'll put you on a Medicaid plan, they're going to lie to you. And they're going to put you on Medicare. Not Medicaid, where you pay nothing, and the state pays everything. You're going to be on Medicare. They're going to lie to you. So just be careful and do your research on the web. Content research, and figure everything out. And find out your state. Each state will have special phone numbers you can call up, and they'll guide you to get a real plan that's on Medicaid if you're low income. And this is Grandpa Gamer signing off. Watch out for more videos on the way.